So here we go then, everybody. Welcome to the first game day at Portman Road for a very long time. We're back in the Championship after 4 long years. The pitch is looking sharp and beautiful. Take a look, looks very good indeed. Big day, of course, today. First Championship game in 4 years, I said. Stoke City are in town. Of course, Town on the back of back-to-back wins, beating Sunderland at Stadium Light and then beating Bristol Rovers in the Carabao Cup. As you can see behind me, the players are looking at the pitch. I'm sure they're enjoying it. Look at that. It's an overcast day, so not too hot, but it's going to be a good game. Packed out Portman Road. There's going to be fire and all that jazz. Let's get right into it. From the pitch to the fan zone, and it's bouncing. Great atmosphere in here. Team news has just dropped. Got the team sheet. Boom. Looking fancy. Nice font. I like a bit of font. That looks well. Team unchanged from Sunderland. I think that's predictable. I think that's what was the right decision. So let's see how we get on. I'm going to go pitch side, show you my pitch side view. Let's go. There we go. Kick-off is here. Portman Road is buzzing. Let's see how Town get on. Let's go. Time here at Portman Road. Hello, stood by me. How you doing, my friend? Luke Wolferden with a towering header to make it 1-0 to the Blues here at half-time. A deserving lead. Had a few chances to double their lead as well. I'd love to say a deserving Town lead in this first half. Second half, let's see what happens. Let's go. Oh, George, making your return on game day, my friends, and Town. I've won a game, this time 2-0 against Stoke. Your thoughts?
Well, thank you first for having me back on the glorious game day. It's been a long time. Yeah. April.
Wow. Exeter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the last time we've actually had a game day at Portman Road since then, so it's been a while. But yeah, mate, 2 goals, clean sheet, top of the league. Happy days.
What more could you ask for from the start of the season? I wouldn't predict 6 points. I would have predicted 4, but wow, what a game that was. We started off quite well, very lively start. I thought, okay, this could be quite a good game. Settled down a little bit, and then we got that first goal. Morsley into the back of Luke Wolferden, absolutely brilliant.
Boom.
Yeah, bang
Sorry,
in there.
Sorry.
No, it's a brilliant recreation of that actually. And then we just absolutely got it from there. Stoke actually, I thought it was a little bit nervy at the end. I thought we sort of started to go to sleep a little bit. Stoke going back into the game, made that substitution for Wesley. Not our Wesley, but for their Wesley. And then started the second half, started a little sleepy. And then we just absolutely bossed it from there. Made the changes. Kane Jackson in the back of the net. 2 goals, 3 points. Great start here at Portman Road, top of the league. Norwich drawing 4-4 as well. What more can we ask for, Ross? What a start. Let's go on to the next one.
Come next, I'm joined by a great duo. It's Wazza, it's Peachy. They're back. Game day is back. 2-0 win for Town. Who wants to go first then, boys?
On Peach.
Can't
Are
Peach.
you sure? Yeah. Bloody hell. I've said it before. We're bloody good, aren't we?
We're good.
What a performance that was. Stoke had a few 50 minutes in the second half, but that was so complete. I'm a bit lost for words. And like, Southampton had a good late goal, didn't they, as well? That's pretty decent as well. That's pretty decent.
Them.
No, back to our game. I think what swung it in the second half. Swung it was the sub bringing Jackson on. Yeah. Because they went to 3 at the back, and then he was run up and down. They couldn't contain him. And then we got that second, and that was it. Done. But Luke, how good was Wolfie today as well? Yeah. Well, they all were like Wolfie. Massimo, I'm sure there's 3 of him. I'm sure there is.
He's there.
He's every ruddy wear. Yeah, I'm gonna. What do you think was?
Go on, Woz. Over to you, my friend.
First half, they just couldn't. I just felt they couldn't deal with us, particularly down that left side with Davis and Broadhead combined. And Davis was sort of running beyond his man every time, weren't he? And there was, going into that second half, I think there was always going to be a reaction from Stoke, and we got that killer second, which is
we need that, don't we? We need to score those seconds.
Yeah, I mean, criticisms of Town teams in the past has been that we don't kill games off. Kane Jackson has come on today, and like Peach said, he sort of stretched the defence. But I think it's always a good indication that your game plan's going well when there's a first half sub that completely changes the system of the opposition. They've taken off a guy who looked fairly pacey, fairly tricky, and they've brought on what I think is a bit of a unit, a big lump, big lump up front.
Which is not me, anyway.
But yeah, and I just think that's that always shows, I think, that the opposition manager's unsettled, his team's not playing the way he wants them to, and yeah, absolutely brilliant, really. And like you say, Massimo has been cloned in that dressing room somewhere because he's absolutely everywhere.
And his partner, Sam Morsey, man the match on the tannoy, and once again, he's here, there, and everywhere, and just tackles, passes, he's just everywhere. He's class, isn't he?
He is class. Like he gets one of those areas, he's got like 2 or 3 men round. You think, oh, what's going to go? And just Just comes out the ball, spreads the pass, and like done a couple of switch passes as well. But he's there, and he is a leader. And so one thing I've noticed back watching Championship football is it's that one pass quicker than League One.
Yeah.
We don't get as much time on the ball, which I think playing out from the back get a few people worried. But no, we just got such a game plan. Like was said, they had to change their game plan after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're going to play like that, who knows where this team will go? But we're top of the league at the minute, so let's just enjoy that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Final words.
Got to enjoy that while you can, ain't you, top of the league? No, I just think that it sort of had all the hallmarks of a McKenna performance. It was, whilst, yes, Stoke had their moments.
Red and white.
Red and white.
Yeah.
Play 2 red and white teams in a week. Could be
yeah.
Sunderland for all I care. I don't care as long as we get 3 points.
Yep.
For all they had their spell of pressure, we saw it out, and that's kind of when McKenna first came into the club. That's sort of what we did against performance against Wickham and that. So I just think what a way to welcome football back to Portman Road. Who's stopping us, Peach?
Anybody stopping us? Of course, we're not going to get too carried away, but we've got to enjoy it as we
Like I
can.
say, we're top of the league. We've got to enjoy it.
You might not get a say at any other point in the season, so why not say it?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Keep your eye away next.
Yep.
They had a good win, but hey, I think I've heard before, this is a different animal, this team now. Yeah. It's a different animal, and we are...
Stoke won 4-1 last week.
They did against Rotherham. Yeah, solid team.
Didn't look like scoring 4 today, did they?
No.
All I'll say is, we're bloody good. Upper Town.
Echo that, Upper Town.
Up and down. From one duo to a next, it's the Diamonds, Neil Diamond, and Maddie, the great reader. Do you enjoy that one?
Yeah, I did. It was good to see Championship football back at Portman Road. Especially in my lifetime, I haven't seen football like that, let's be honest. But no, really good performance. Really, really good performance.
And shout out to the Lionesses, they're through to the semi-finals, so shout out to them. Neil the Diamond, always a pleasure, my friend. Do you enjoy being back at Portman Road?
Firstly, it's great to be back at Portman Road, but also great to be back on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I was just listening to Wazza and Peachy, and one of the things they picked up was the substitution of Jackson, which, again, it's just Kieran McKenna. It's a masterclass.
And Harness as well, I'll say.
And Harness, yeah, quite right. Yeah, quite right. Came on. Both made a difference. And, at first I was like, hang on, what's going on here? And you could see why, because, his pace really, really made that difference. And, we needed that second goal and got it. But I suppose the one thing for me is, we haven't seen Championship football for 4 years. And, we knew it would be a bit quicker and a bit more physical, but wow. That was a hell of a lot more.
You're holding on to me right now.
Honestly, it was sort of like almost mentally tiring to watch. And, where we sit, we're quite close to Leif Davis as he gets forward. And the poor fella was out on his feet. Last sort of like 5 or 6 minutes, he was absolutely spent. And I think, that says everything about this team. I think they just run till they're empty. And I think, I don't think Stoke were expecting that, and I think that's something that teams are going to be shocked about. The fitness of those guys, the running when we haven't got the ball is quite phenomenal. And then obviously when we have got it, I looked just as you were talking to the other guys. 22 shots, 10 on target. Wow, you know what I mean? If that's not a team who are on the front foot all the time, I think it's incredible. But we'll take that one. We'll take that. Brilliant.
I want to talk about Caden Jackson's goal, Maddie, because that was a great finish, and he's got his marmite with the Town fans, I have to admit, but he's come off the bench and scored a very good goal.
Yeah, and that's all of McKenna really asked of him, really, probably. I don't know. But, really good goal from Jackson. I know he does divide fans, but, I like him. He scores goals. He does what he's meant to do, so yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And the atmosphere today, Maddie. Sorry, Neil, I'm just having a chat with Maddie at the moment.
No, you're fine.
29,000 here. First game back at Portman Road in the Championship. New pitch looking nice. But that was great to be in that atmosphere, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, towards the end of last season in general, the atmosphere was just incredible. But today, it just felt like we're properly back. I know we had the game on Wednesday, but
so it didn't count.
Exactly. But it felt we were definitely back. I mean, the fans are always amazing. The fans were great today. Fair play to Stoke. They did bring a few thousand, but it was good to be back. And we go again.
We go again, indeed. Final thoughts.
Well, if this is the last time this season we walk out saying we're top of the league, I'll be happy. But I've got a feeling, certainly for a few more weeks, while teams, I suppose, get to know us a little bit, I think, we're going to surprise one or two. And I think, long may it continue.
Love it, love it. Up next, I'm joined by Liam from Crew and Bloomers from South London.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, there we go. Of course, actually Berry Boy, but anyway, I'm going on a tangent here. Boys, 2-0 win, another win, championship. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, 6 points from 6. I think that only about 5% of people would have predicted that if they were being honest, but here we are. Might have rode our luck a bit against London. We certainly didn't ride our luck today. I think that was a very assured home performance. Clacky had 1 save to make in the first half. He had nothing to do in the second half, really. And we had 2 real chances that we took. That is an efficient home championship performance. And a lot of those will get you at the right side of the table. I'm really encouraged with how we played. Crowd were fantastic. You know, just great to see 29,000 again. And I think that'll be the same throughout the season, really, unless something really bad happens. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Don't jinx it.
Well, no. I can't jinx anything. But yeah, I think it was great, and yeah, I'm really, really happy to see an Ipswich team that basically have stayed true to their beliefs from last season and have carried it on to the next season. And even the fringe, quote unquote, players like Kane Jackson have come in immediately, scored a goal, showed their worth. Like, I don't really know what more you could want at this stage right now, which is almost scary to think, especially when you think that we're playing QPR next week, and on paper that might be a, again, quote unquote, easier fixture, although they have won this weekend, so maybe not. But there's no reason why we should not fear any team that didn't get relegated last season. Obviously, Leicester, Southampton and Leeds are in their own little bracket, and I'm happy to say that. But anyone else, they're there to be shot at, and I don't think there's anything to be scared of when you look at how we play and how we are. And Liam's going to carry on the good vibes in a minute now.
Yeah, I was going to say, just sorry, Liam, you're just there, just hanging on. Looking fresh, by the way, looking very fresh.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Liam from Crew, I'm sure you echo a lot of Bloomers' thoughts, but you carry on and share your thoughts as well.
Stop the count. Take the promotion now, shall we? I mean,
no.
No.
Yeah, no. Don't, because if this gets on, if this gets on other forums in May, I'm saying no. Do not clip this.
Yeah.
I do not agree with this.
Carry on anyway.
No, it was a really, really good performance. I mean, they didn't really create a lot. They looked dangerous, but then I felt it was a reversal of last week. Sunderland pressed us, but we looked quite dangerous in the moments that we had at the edge of the box, and I thought that today we pressed Stoke, and when they got to the edge of the box, they did look dangerous, but didn't create anything from it. Really assured, and what a brilliant day. That first 30 minutes, wow. I mean, I was a little bit worried coming up to half time. I thought for that last 10 minutes, I just thought need to keep the ball a little bit better, because you could see they just started coming off a little bit, just how much they'd put in that first half an hour. But brilliant, and Stoke didn't really trouble us. And then it was that first 10-15 minutes, you knew that they were going to come out, have a bit of a rocket up the backside, and they were going to properly go for it, and we weathered the storm pretty comfortably in the end. And in the end, it was a really comfortable victory. One thing I will say, though, about Caden Jackson is, what does that say about Ladapo?
Yeah.
I mean, look, right, for me, tactically, he's got it spot on. Yep. I mean, he's gone for the pacing behind, but what does that say about Ladapo, that he's the second striker and he's gone for Caden Jackson in that circumstance?
Well,
so
what I would say is that you've just said it really much there. Like, I don't think they're comparable players in that sense. Like, I think if you're bringing either of them off the bench at a certain period, let's say with half an hour to go, you're not going to tell Freddie Ladapo to do Kane Jackson's job, and you're not going to tell Kane Jackson to do Freddie Ladapo's job. So, for tactical reasons, he's decided to go with Jackson, and it's worked. I don't really think that's a slight on Freddie Ladapo, for being perfectly honest, because again, like, Ladapo wouldn't have been coming on today to do what Jackson did, what we just saw in the last half an hour. So,
or, Jack Taylor was an unused sub at Sunderland, and we just spent 1.5 million on him. So,
well,
there we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's there's 110 million pound players that are 21 years old going in the Premier League at the moment. So, 1.5 million is about who wants to be a millionaire change right now, and it's nothing, is it?
Good point, Leonardo. Good point, though.
I think it's a good point. At the end of the day, if we're going to get in the top 6, and this is my own opinion, shoot me down, you're more than welcome to. Anyone, at TJ Bloomfield, shoot me down. Squad teams that have got good squads, good squad depth, they're going to need players like Freddie Ladapo to get them in the top 6. Whether that means he plays all the time, he plays part of the time, he just comes on every now and then, scores 4 goals a season. You're going to need players like them to get yourself in the top 6. So I really don't think that today is detrimental to his ability or his standing in the squad whatsoever. But hey, if you think differently, come and shoot me. I was having a go at Ladapo when he didn't square at the Don Ball last Sunday at Sunderland, so I am more than fair game. But that's what I think anyways. But Liam, last question. Are we going to get a bit complacent? Because, no, I mean, okay, some people would have expected 6 points from 6. I didn't. QPR on paper are an easier team, and well, we're going to be odds on. Don't quote me. I'm not a bookie. I work at bookies, but we're going to be odds on next Saturday. Are we going to get complacent? And is it going to be completely killing when we do finally lose a game in the Championship this season? It is going to happen at some point.
I think we'll get complacent. I think the fans will, but McKenna won't allow that.
No, us as fans.
Oh, well,
not McKenna. Us as fans.
Well, I think you look. I mean, the next 2. I mean, Leeds United. I mean, they've had a shocking start to the season. Really, 1 point from 2 matches. I don't think they expected that. They've got some players that are supposedly moving on. Nonto, I think, has refused to play. So, which I'm surprised he's still there, to be honest. But. So who's to say that the next 2 shouldn't really be winnable the way that the 2 teams have started? But you can't look too much in front of yourself. QPR got battered at Watford last week, and then they've gone to Cardiff and won. So everyone will beat everyone in this league. The better sides will rise to the top eventually with the stronger squads, and you'll probably expect that to be the ex-Premier League clubs with the more money that they've got. But everyone's going to beat everyone this year, and you saw it last season. The amount of teams that were in that between 3rd and something like 17th and 18th, anyone could have ended up in the playoffs, and it's going to be like that again. I mean, you look at Middlesbrough; they've had a slow start this season. I'd expect them to still be up there.
Let's not talk about other teams.
Yeah, so basically, Liam is basically saying we're getting 138 points and we're getting promoted.
No, but
cheers,
lads.
Matt Macon. Welcome back to Game Day, my friends. It's great to have you. Just witnessed 2-0 Town against Stoke. Thoughts?
Yeah, that was good. Different starter last week against Sunderland. Good sort of like 35 minutes of intensity. Faded a little bit. Got ourselves ahead. I thought we kind of felt a bit more good for the lead at half time than I did last week. First 15 minutes, Stoke sort of had a bit of a point to prove, but they faded quite quickly and we got a grip on the game again. And I know there was a lot said about the subs kind of dropping us off last week, but I think the subs kind of made the difference today. I was particularly Caden Jackson there. Ideal, you know, 2 championship games, 2 wins. Couldn't ask for a better start really. 2 tough fixtures.
We'll talk the league, but we'll get onto that in a bit. But just the performance as a whole, being back at Portman Road in a championship game, atmosphere was amazing, wasn't it?
Fantastic. It's almost like never been away from the Exeter game at the end of last season when we got up. Great atmosphere, full out, sell-out crowd again. Some good noise from the away end in the second half. Really, I thought they didn't turn up till half time, but they gave some. But yeah, it was really good to be back. And I mean, I was here on Wednesday for the Bristol Rovers game, so I had a little sneak peek at the pitch. But seeing the pitch today in the 3 p.m. sunshine and the ball zipping along, that's great. And I love the AstroTurf around it as well. Yeah. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, I was sitting down on it and it was very comfy, so a little insight there. Thanks very much for wearing a branded KOA cap. If you want one, check them out, buy them and all that jazz. But yeah, just your thoughts as a whole, because 2 championship games now, 2 wins, a clean sheet today. Lanka had to make a first half save, didn't he? But players are stepping up and showing they can perform at the championship level.
Oh, definitely. Jury's still out for me on Flacky. I think, again, same as Sunderland last week, he had some really good moments. He's an excellent shot stopper. Yeah. There's no denying that. I'm less confident with him passing out from the back than I am Christian Walton. I think sometimes particularly, and I noticed it more in the second half when he was in front of the Churchman's end, some of his passes out kind of just lacking half a yard of pace. And I
shaky
think
moments, weren't there?
A couple of few shaky moments, and I think some of the real big teams I'm looking at, like Leicester, Southamptons, and that could maybe punish that a bit more than Stoke were able to or not able to today. But again, yeah, some great shots. So I think it looked like he stopped a good one towards the end of the first half. This is the Russell's fan club there.
Cheers.
And yeah, he made a couple of good stops, and again, yeah, passing out from the back isn't great, but that goal, the second goal, started from the back because the way he passes out, it beats the press and it leaves you with the 3-on-3 there. And yes, you've got to give him credit where credit's due, really. He's more than an able deputy for Christian Walton. I haven't seen enough over 2 games yet to say that Walton won't get his spot back as soon as he's fit, but he's still got a little bit more time to try and make that shirt his own, so it's early days.
Indeed, my friend. Well, thanks for joining me. Any final notes?
No, just bring on QPR next week.
Yeah, bring
Up
on.
a town.
Well, I've been joined by many duos so far on game day. Up next, we've got the King of North, John Watson. We've got Jubster. John Watson's happy because he's got a season ticket. He's seen the town win. Jubster is just happy because he's back and we're chatting.
Yep.
There you go. But John, over to you first. Thoughts on that one?
Cracking performance. Really was a terrific performance. I thought we started so well. First 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We could have been 2 or 3 up. Yeah. Or our play deserved that, I think. It wouldn't have flattered us if we had scored more. They got into the game a little bit, end of the first half, I thought. But they were physical and tough, a bit dirty at times. I thought the ref was really inconsistent with his...
Do you know what? We actually, not many people have been speaking about the ref so far. Yeah.
We're on now.
There we go.
I just think he was very slow to yellow cards. So many times somebody went through one of our players and it was all pulled back and we got nothing. And then, Morsey got booked. JD got booked for time wasting, and that was just a nonsense. Do you know what I mean? I just think they need to be a bit more consistent. But I'm not going to talk about the refs too much because actually let's talk about Ipswich Town because we were the better team for the majority of the game and certainly overall thoroughly deserved the victory. Thought Wolfie was imperious at the back, absolutely brilliant. He read the game really well, intercepted things. He just seemed to grow in confidence. Morsey got man of the match. I think Morsey could be man of the match most games because he's class, isn't he? Yeah. But shout out to the subs as well. I thought the subs maybe tailed off for us against Sunderland, but I thought actually Harness was really disciplined in his play. Jackson worked really hard and got his goal. Good squad performance overall, and nothing to fear from Stoke really. We thoroughly deserve to win, so I'm a very happy boy.
Happy Johnny Watson. Jubster, I thought of you, by the way.
Really?
When Luke Watford got that header, I thought of actually a lot of people. Still Watson, I know he loves towering headers, but I don't know why I thought of you as well. So I saw you in the stand just before the game. I saw you had poke your head up, and I think you were trying to say hello, but I was just in the zone. But I thought of you when Luke Watford scored his goal, and good header.
It was a great header. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that ball seemed to hang in the air for an eternity. Yeah. Certainly from the from this end of the ground. But yeah, and then Wolfenden's there on the end. I think there was two Town players that could have picked that one up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what a great first championship goal at home for this new season. And what a better player than Wolfie. I just feel like Ipswich have just picked up where they left off after Exeter. Yeah. That's the same team. Apart from Taylor, who came on later on in the game, that was the same 11 that were out there.
Yeah, but
it's
a start.
Hutchinson's late. But that is starting 11. Well, okay, Ladke, but even so,
he was here last year, wasn't he?
He was around, but he was with us last year. Yeah. But they just picked up where they left off in League One, and we kept saying on your pod, on this pod, that's a Championship team playing in League One, and we've had two tests now, two tests. Sunderland they finished 6th, Stoke finished 16th, and I don't think we've disgraced ourselves at all. Really looking forward to QPR next week, and then another good test in a fortnight's time when Leeds come here.
Oh, it's going to be massive, isn't it? And John, you got a season ticket this year.
Yep.
How's your seats? Are they looking good? And must be buzzing right now.
Yeah, brilliant view. We're very happy, just sitting pretty much above where we're standing now, Ross. Really good view. Nice people around me. It was all good. Yeah. Looking forward to being here more regularly throughout the season. Knowing I can get in a seat, not having to stress about that. That's always better. But be looking forward to Leeds now. I didn't get a ticket for QPR, so that's the first one I'll miss. But I'll be here for Leeds and looking forward to hopefully another terrific performance. Imagine Leif Davis will be up for that one. You imagine that they'll be a great following because that's what Leeds do, and it'll be a tight game. But we'll talk about that near the time. But another performance like that, and then we'll be in the mix, won't we?
Definitely. Jubster, final words.
Yeah, no, what an excellent start to the season. Played 2, 1-2. I know it's an early days, top of the league, and really, I think we've set ourselves a little bit of a benchmark for this season. I'm not so worried now. I said top half of this league. I still stick by that right at this moment in time. With maybe a few little tweaks, a few little additions. There's no reason why we can't challenge that top 6. and this, what's this Premier League that they talk about? I see it sometimes, but you never know.
We're going to calm down. Going to calm down, boys. Enjoy today, but calm down. Thanks, boys. Wow, what a game day it's been so far. And of course, I had to finish it off with this man, Mike.
Why me?
I think it's just a good way to end it. You know, leave best to last and all that.
Always at the back of the queue, I think.
Well, because you take your time, you go there, you have a little, you know, mingle everybody and everything.
Yeah, I like to speak to people, yeah.
Yeah, but you could easily just barge through and go, come on, I want to do game day, and then you can have a mingle. But you're here last right now. Job's to holding camera, shout out to you. But Mike, thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it was a simple day at the office, wasn't it? I expected better from them, to be honest. I thought the first 5 minutes when they were pinging the ball about, I thought, oh, yeah. But then we got the ball and they never got it back. In that first half, they were. I won't say they were awful because it's just.
We were just good, weren't we? We were just good.
A bit disrespectful, but they're a championship club, and I've heard a lot of good things about what aiming for top 10. They've got 8 new auditions.
Yeah, got a big rebuild
and,
there.
they're rebuilding and that, but we don't need to rebuild, I don't think. This is what happens when you go out to League One. You do your rebuilding down there.
Yeah.
And I think that the players we've brought in from higher level. I mean, Chaplin was in the playoffs that season when we brought him in, the Championship. You know, we've got guys coming from Premier League and that they let go. Hursty boy from Leicester for 1.5 million.
Should have scored today.
He should have scored today. I had a bet on him, but he didn't. I think we've moved away now from that. Apart from Jack Taylor from Peterborough, it's kind of moved away from that League One, and I'm liking it. We're getting good players in from the Championship and above, and obviously now we're starting to see quality on the pitch, Championship quality from some of these players.
Yeah, a lot of these players are a big question mark. Will they be able to step up? And all of them have. And even Kane Jackson off the bench scoring a goal.
They've stepped down, haven't they, really? So they've stepped down into League One to come back up. So at the end of the day, it's a team. We've got a team. We've got a real team. And there's none of this word gelling and none of that rubbish, right? Like Stoke have got 8 new players. Time for them to gel. They've got to gel and everything else.
They won last week, though.
Yeah, they did win last week against West Brom, but we've heard a lot of bad things about West Brom, haven't we?
No, Rotherham. I think they beat West Brom in the cup.
Oh, was it Rotherham?
Yeah, Rotherham in the league. Stoke, but then
West Brom in the cup, did they?
Yeah. Anyway.
I thought West Brom were in turmoil.
They are. But anyway, it's all about Town.
Isn't it?
Go away from West Brom and all that jazz.
Well, it's a championship, isn't it?
Us.
Let's talk about Morecambe. How did they get on today?
No, thank you.
Accrington Stanley.
Stanley.
They went down to League 2.
They did go to League 2.
We'll carry on talking about them teams then, shall we?
No, let's
talk about the teams in the Championship.
Yeah.
It's great to see these big teams and the big followings that they bring as well, because they're sold out.
They did.
Max, they sold out their way in, and it's great, isn't it?
It is. Like being back at Portman Road, Mike.
What's with the Flames?
Yeah.
The Flames at the beginning.
Yeah.
We're not going to get them every week.
No.
If you're a Stoke fan, don't be thinking you're anything special. It's just,
I got given a warning, by the way, saying don't get too close because that's really hot. They were really hot, which is obvious because they're flames.
Yeah.
But we got told not to be too close, just in case.
I don't understand why there's no smoking in the ground yet. They're letting off fireworks and pyros.
Yeah.
And you can't even vape.
No.
But yeah. But we'll set fire to a lot of boxes around the pitch. Why not?
Yeah. But you liking the pitch? Looking good?
Yeah, it looks green. It looks well trimmed.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like my pitch at home in the garden. We've got dogs now. And anybody who's got a dog in a garden,
they're fingering all over the place.
I've got bleach marks all over the garden, all the grass, burnt bits of grass all over.
Yeah. Where's Mark, by the way?
I don't know. Last time I saw him, he was on the floor after the second goal.
Call for Mark Beck. Help for Mark Beck.
Poor Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, isn't it, Moscow?
It was very good. It was good. It's very good. I think this is how we end it then, Mike.
Yes.
Final words. QPR up next. Loftus Road.
Yeah. Well, out of the four games, Sunderland away, Stoke, QPR away, and then Leeds. We all looked at QPR as being the easiest one, so we'll probably lose that.
On that note, Thanks for watching Game Day. Thanks, Mike. Thanks everyone who's joined, and see you at Loftus Road.